If your answer to one of these questions is yes, or both, keep watching. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is DJ, the host of this channel, your friend who's getting a year older as of today. So today is somewhat a special day, I guess. It is my birthday. I usually lay low on my birthdays. I haven't really spent much time celebrating my birthdays throughout the years. I guess as you get older, you just care less and less about your own birthdays. I care about my family members' birthdays, my friends' birthdays, but not so much about my own. I guess it's just the progression of life, or maybe gaining more wisdom along the way. But either or. That sounds kind of sad. Anyhow, like I said, I don't have any plans for the day. I've actually had friends sending me messages, wishing me happy birthday. And, I've had friends asking me what I have planned out for the day. I don't have any plans. But for those of you who were kind enough to send me messages through different platforms, I'm extremely grateful for having you in my life and for remembering this special day. I really appreciate that. But one thing I did do after waking up this morning was to call up my mom and dad and tell them how much I love them. I think that's just the most important thing that I do every year. Whenever my birthday comes, I usually call up my mom and dad because they've sacrificed a lot to give me what I've been given all throughout my life. And they're the ones that care about me the most. And they're the ones whom I know will always be standing by my side no matter what happens, through thick and thin. So for that, I'm eternally grateful. Please, whenever you have your birthday, you might have your own ways of celebrating it with friends and family and dogs and cats, but make sure you always call up your mom and dad and tell them how much you love them. So like I said, I don't really have any plans for the day. However, I wanted to do something different, spontaneous with this video today. I don't have a better name for it. Let's just call it Birthday Monologue. So let me start by asking you guys a few questions. Have you ever gotten frustrated with someone because you texted or called him or her to ask him something serious, but they never bothered to respond to you? Or have you ever dealt with someone who promised you something with flying colors, but they failed to do it at the end? Better yet, when you try to follow up with them, they just seem to have fallen off the face of the earth. Completely. If your answer to one of these questions is yes, or both, keep watching. So okay, let me just start by backtracking a little bit. A couple of days ago, I reached out to a couple of my friends, or whom I thought were my friends, because we were on speaking terms. They aren't the ones whom I haven't talked to forever, but all I was getting back was nothing. I never heard back from them. So that kind of prompted me to post a couple different Instagram stories. You can check them out right here. And these posts actually received a lot more responses from my followers and my friends. I'd say they probably generated more views and more responses than normal. The first one I posted was the power of an unanswered text. The second one I posted was not responding is a response. So what did they mean, right? I'm pretty sure all of you guys, like me, have encountered these individuals throughout your lives, work, career, or just life in general, right? When you ask them something serious and something important, they don't really respond to you. But on social media platforms, at times, you can actually see that they've actually read your text. So they've gotten it, but they just decided not to respond to you. And then later on, sometimes in an instant, you start seeing them popping into your feeds. They start posting pictures, videos of whatever they're doing. They start, popping up in your group chats, talking to other people, being really active in other groups. But one thing they don't do is to respond to your text, which probably to you is really, really important. Why do they do that? A lot of people do that to other people. I think, to me, that's very disrespectful, because if you're too busy to get back to me in that instant, just tell me so. Just tell me that you're busy. You're too busy, with something later on. Can you follow up? All it takes is just a text. just a couple words. But most of the people nowadays don't really have the habit of doing that and showing other people the respect that they deserve. Because, from my personal experience, I always want to treat other people with respect, with the minimal courtesy and respect that they deserve. So when you're asking me something, especially something serious, right? It might not be part of my priority list, so to speak, at the moment, but I always make a note to myself to always respond to those people later on when I do have the free time on my hands. That's just me. That's the way I was brought up. That's the way my parents have always taught me to be. I think it's just one of the virtues. And then very minimally, it's the least amount of respect and courtesy that you can show to other people. It just shows your character. A lot of these people, they choose not to respond to your text. They might be busy in the moment, but it doesn't give them excuse of not responding to you once they free up the schedule, if they care about you enough. So, bottom line, I just don't think they care about you enough. They really don't care about what you have to say. They probably don't care about you enough as a person. So, yeah, it's sad, but it is the norm. Like one of my good friends said in his response, it's become the norm of the society. Obviously, whether or not they get back to someone is their right. It's not their obligation. The second quote I kind of used, not responding is a response. Ironically, that's the truth. So by not responding, they already show you their response. They probably don't care about your issues enough to get back to you, or what you're asking of them is not really making their priority list, which really kind of shows you where you rank in terms of their Rolodex, so to speak. So it really shows a lot, and that in itself has a lot of power, which takes me to the third point I want to make, which says, and I quote, "Don't say it unless you mean it. And if you mean it, be ready to prove it." Simple as that. Let me ask you guys, how many times in your life have you encountered someone who probably promised you or overpromised you something, that they're going to do it? They're going to do it for you or for the community or for the job or for the project. They overpromise you, but they don't deliver. And once you get back to them and follow up with them, say, hey, where are you at on the project? They just seem to fall off the face of the earth. But then you start seeing other feeds popping up. They are still active. They're still online. I'm sure a lot of us have encountered that. Again, that just shows them that they don't have enough respect. And to me, these people, I don't know how they were brought up in their family, but the way I was brought in mine, I always get back to people, and when I can do something, I'm going to promise I can do it, and I'm going to deliver. I'll do whatever it takes to deliver on that promise. In very rare circumstances where I'm not permitted to complete the task, I'm going to come to you, okay? Even though as embarrassing, as awkward as it can be sometimes, I'm going to come back to you and tell you why I couldn't do it. But I'm going to face the fact, face the reality. I'm going to tell you straight up as an adult. They will promise you that they can, from the very beginning, just so they can get the project. And then they'd sabotage that trust by not being able to complete the task and not getting back to you, or even, just falling off from the face of the earth. That really frustrates me. And I don't understand at all how people are able to do this. And I just become very disappointed in these individuals. If you don't want to respect me, fine. But try to be accountable for your actions. Try to be responsible for something that you made a promise for. Because I think that's the minimal human decency and courtesy that everyone, as a human being, should have. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that nowadays. So with all that said, I think the best thing that I can do, the best thing for us to do is to better ourselves, to make ourselves better, okay? And focus on developing and improving ourselves. Self-improvement, self-betterment, which takes me to the next point. I spoke to one of my close friends from New York this morning. She said, Carpe diem. It just so happens Carpe diem is one of my mottos. I've always followed that, seize the day. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of it or have used it many times in your life. She goes, do you know what the full phrase is for carpe diem? I'm like, isn't carpe diem it? What's the full phrase? So she followed up by telling me this. Carpe diem, the full phrase is actually, I'm probably going to butcher this really badly, so excuse me. Carpe diem, quam minimum credula postello. I definitely butchered that. It's in Latin, but I tried to look it up online all over. I couldn't really find the right pronunciation of this phrase, but you guys get it. Essentially what it translates into is plug the day, trusting as little as possible in the next one. What does that mean? I think carpe diem is enough for us to use on a daily basis because it kind of captures the essence of this phrase. Seize the day, live day by day. And it actually reminds me of another phrase, which is probably easier to understand. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is mystery. Today is a gift, and that's why we call it present. Seize the day. Do everything that you want to do today. Put no trust in tomorrow because we never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And given what's happened this past year with the world, we really should focus on the present. Do everything you want to do. Talk to the people and cherish the people in your current lives who really care about you. And put aside everybody else and put aside everything else that does not really matter in your life. Or put everybody else who doesn't care about you in your life because you're just wasting energy. Focus on yourself, focus on the present. Devote all your energy, time, and resources into self-improvement, self-betterment, because ironically, at the end of it, once you become better, ironically, a lot of these people who don't respond to you will probably start coming back to your lives. They just start coming out of the woodworks. It's the fact of life, and we're just gonna have to face it and accept it. So what I wanna say to you guys is cherish it today for what it is. Put no trust in tomorrow because we never know what's going to happen. Cherish the ones who truly care about you and show you respect, equal amount of respect. Cherish those people and put aside other people who don't seem to care about you enough because you're just wasting your time. So that's the message I want to share with you guys today because it's my birthday and starting today, it's a new year. I don't want to start doing that. Start focusing on myself. Start bettering myself without really having to worry about what other people are doing or not doing. And I hope you guys get that as well. So with all that said, that's actually a nice segue into what I was going to say next, which is I've started working on a sacred project on my own. It has to do with self-improvement, self-betterment. In the spirit of that, I started doing it. But as of yet, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag just yet because I want to get to a place where I can share it publicly. I'm confident enough to share it publicly. Then I'll reveal it to you guys through my channel. So make sure that you follow my channel and perhaps one day in the near future, you'll be able to see, what I'm working on. So that's it, guys. That was my birthday monologue. In the spirit of today, I just wanted to use my channel as a window to express some of my inner thoughts, which I don't get to share with everybody normally. I really enjoyed it. It was actually a lot of fun. So, give me a like if you agree with anything that I said or disagree. Please do leave me a comment, drop me a line in the comment section below and let me know what you think about the topics I discussed today. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys think this is something that I should keep doing going forward, please let me know as well. Like I said, I really enjoyed it, but this is not just for myself. I want to be able to make everything within this channel entertaining and engaging for you guys as well, so we can grow together, okay? So please drop me a line, give me a like, click on that share. And for those of you out there who are tired of me talking, you don't have to leave me a comment, you don't have to respond, since you are probably the ones who are really good at that. Just go away. But for those of you who have taken your precious time tuning in and listening to what I have to say, I'll cherish you more than you know. Thank you for listening. And that was my birthday monologue. Peace. No. Yeah, that was the Asian peace sign. All right. Peace. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. All right, before I lose any followers, I should sign off. Later, guys.